The big day.
Big day is right.
And the big man.
Em này như là mua con mà dạy con
All right. Mary Lee? Miss Guidry, we can still call her Miss Guidry. Or Miss Guidry.
Giblon.
Miss Giblon?
Oh yeah, what should be in it? She's trying to be part of it.
Don? Smoke dance.
In the park.
Play by play. Go for it.
We got the group shot here with the Dahlgren Chapel as a beautiful backdrop.
Names left to right.
Left to right. Height of range. Kana. With thumb kind of firmly in mouth. She on the flat.
Where's Laura?
Laura is face contortionist extraordinaire. Should be coming soon enough.
Tell Jack and Mary to look.
Uncle Jack, Mary Lee. Hey, Mike. We should trade places and have you make the faces, you know? Have you make the faces like the homies forever. Photo face. When
Good this afternoon. Mary Lee and Jack have invited us to be part of a day in which they celebrate their love for one another. Thank you for having table of God's Word, to hear the Word, to understand again and again that God's love is poured out in our hearts, to share the bread and the cup that are the grace of what the standard of love has become for us. We come together this afternoon to celebrate their numbers. Let's celebrate our own capacity to be lovers as well. Let us pray. Loving God, we call you Creator, for indeed you are. On this glorious afternoon, we thank you for the blessings of life, the quality of concern and compassion. Help us to know that in the joining of Mary Lee and Jack this afternoon in marriage, we have another vital force for the expression of your love in this world. Deepen our own capacity for this love, and this we pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Do not let your love be a pretense, but sincerely prefer good to evil. Love each other as much as brothers should, and have a profound respect for each other. Work for the Lord with entire pleasure and with an earnestness of spirit. If you have hope, this will make you cheerful. Do not give up if trials come, and keep on praying. If any of the saints are in need you, you must share with them, and you should make hospitality your special care. Bless those who persecute you. Never curse them, bless them. Rejoice with those who rejoice, and be sad with those who sorrow. Treat everyone with equal kindness, never be condescending, and make real friends with the poor. Do not allow yourself to become self-satisfied. Never repay evil with evil. Let everyone see that you are interested only in the highest happiness. Do all you can to live at peace with one another. This is the word of the Lord. Thank you, God. This is the word of the Lord.
And it's gone out says to our Lord, you can smile as though you know a gorgeous day in July. But more than that, you can smile at the possibilities that perhaps our faith in God is very, very meaningful. Perhaps our faith in God and our friendship with Jesus Christ can change the way people look at life. And that's what I think this world is about. It's about people looking at one another and saying, yes. It's about the two of you looking at the rest of us, looking at this world out here, looking at this city, this campus, looking at friends here and across the pond and wherever else you find your way in travels, whether it's in Ireland or Italy, and saying, we come from a common stock that says, love life, live life to the full, enjoy life, and work to make this life enjoyable by all those who think life is not worth living, that life is somehow dreary or is somehow not to be entered into fully and completely. Simply by being today, you finish your life before. Build your life on the wall and the rock. Jesus did. Pick out the vertical and the horizontal, and you say, this is where our love is based. Our love is based on from whence we've come. And on wrestling the world in the sense of the divine grace. Thank you for the entered into a great and wonderful gift. The gift of the love of God, the gift of the love of Christ. Poured out in our hearts. You folks sit back. You sit right here. Mary Lee and John, you've come together in this church so that the Lord may see sacraments, so that you may assume the duties of marriage in mutual and lasting fidelity. And so in the presence of the church, I ask you to state your intentions. Mary Lee and John, you come together freely and without reservation to give yourselves to each other in marriage. You love and honor each other as husband and wife for the rest of your lives. Since it is your intention to enter into marriage, join your hands now and declare your consent before God and the church. If you marry me, for my lawful wife, to heaven and hold, from this day forward, for better for worse, for richer for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. I marry thee. You, John, my lawful wife, to heaven and hold, from this day forward, for better for worse, richer for poorer, sickness and in health, till death do us part. Declare your consent before the church. May the Lord in his goodness strengthen you and fill you both with his blessing. What God has joined together, let no one put asunder. Lord, bless and consecrate Mary and John in their love for each other. May these rings be a symbol of true faith in each other and always remind them of their love through Christ our Lord. A response to merit in this law. Let us turn to our God and let us pray.
For our church, keep from the salvation, we pray for.
Lord, have mercy.
For our work, keep from defeat, we pray for.
Lord, have mercy.
For our country, keep from freedom, we pray for.
Lord, have mercy.
For our parish, keep from legislation, we pray for.
Lord, have mercy.
For our heart, keep from the law, we pray for.
Lord, have mercy.
For our hand, keep from forgiveness, we pray for.
Lord, have mercy.
For our lives, keep from growth, we pray for.
Lord, have mercy.
For this couple, keep from marriage, we pray for.
Lord, have mercy. Pause for a moment. Bring into this prayer our personal intent. Father, you've chosen us and given us your love, the power of the Spirit in our midst. Hear our prayers today and keep so. May our faith issue forth in action, our love show itself in deeds, and our hope give us courage. This we ask in Christ our Lord. given up to death, a death he freely accepted, he took bread and gave you thanks. He broke the bread, gave it to his disciples, and said, "Take this, all of you, and eat. This is my body, which will be given up for you." The supper was ended. He took the cup. Again he gave you thanks and praise, gave the cup to his disciples, and said, "Take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant. It will be shed for you and for all, so that sins may be forgiven. Do this in memory of me." So let us proclaim the mystery of faith. Remember our brothers and sisters who've gone to their rest in the hope of rising again. Bring them and all the departed Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God, the one whose blessing we call upon this day. Happy are we who are called to this time. Lord, I am not worthy to receive you, but only say a word and God shall be healed. And the body and the blood of Christ bring us all to everlasting life. May God the Almighty Father give you his joy and bless you and your children. Amen. May the only Son of God have mercy on you and help you in good times and in bed. Amen. May the Holy Spirit of God always fill your hearts with his love. Amen. And may Almighty God bless us all, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. This celebration has ended, but as Walter Burkhart says, really it's only just begun. And I'm not just talking about tonight. I'm talking about the rest of your lives. Go in peace, and the Lord be with you. But first, God.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
First one's always the hardest, huh? Never again.
No,
No. You know what? Your brother-in-law. I think I missed like the whole opening ceremony when they walked in the whole after the altar. It was cut beautifully out. And I wasn't even recording it. It's called was fucking wrong.
That's all I got. I can really leave it.
Oh.
What's really important is the photograph.
Huh?
It's really important your photograph.
I got one. We gotta get you guys.
You know what, oh, you happen to put through the
You see that? See that he fell on my ass?
Right.
So I was back and they were walking back up the altar. They were walking back up the altar. Yeah, I was back and forth. I got about the steps. I was killing myself. It was funny.
That's good. Couldn't get any higher, or? I hope that's it in there.
Violet you.
Sorry?
Wilted Violet.
What's that? It's Did you get it off? It doesn't matter. What? It doesn't matter.
So it's difficult to, it's fine to leave it like that.
Good job.
I was talking to that one guy, and he was from over on the family thinking at me. Figure it went right down to the butt.
Are we going to the caboose? What? Yeah, it's 13. Feeling pretty funky. I think I might try and dance this time. Not that I can. What was that with my hand up? Oh! Is that what's happening? This is our baby. Well, I just want our toddler now. Hey. Get around town. Anytime you're ready to go, we can go.
We're also going to have some toasts at this moment, so direct your attention up here, please.
Nice to meet you. Currently, they have their own investigations of time.
This fellow from
You know what to say, Father.
City or some damn place.
But secondly, I'd like to just Brian, Fairly, wherever you are.
Where's Mary Lou?
She skipped out. She gone again?
Fairly, wherever you are, welcome aboard. It's great to have you as part of the family. Tell about college ball. There's nothing interesting that's ever happened in college ball. So, just moving on, I think last but not least, I think we should all offer toast to the room.
We have no glasses.
I got a glass. There was no line at all when I got this. If any of you do not have glasses, I also don't.
I just grasshopper walks into a bar.
And the bartender says, hey, you know, we got a drink named after you. He goes, really? You got a drink called Ernie?
Rene Descartes walks into a bar. The bartender says, well, we have anything, sir. And Rene Descartes says, I think not. And he disappears. Your turn, Mike. Okay, looks like we have lots of that. So, repeating the previous toast, Hurley, welcome aboard, welcome to the family. We're happy to have you. Turn to one of you.
Here.
Can I move on to you yet? Sure. And in the room, I think I speak for everybody in this room when I say, thanks, Dad. Good work, old guy.
One of the first bits of advice I got from John was that he said he did not want to hear that I was dating anyone younger than he was dating.
Correction, actually what I said was that I did not want to ever hear about him dating somebody younger than me. But, in any case, go on.
For those of you who have not figured it out, John is in law school. I would like to, before any other toasts come up, in my own defense, I want to thank a lot of people tonight. I want to thank Dr. Tom King. I have a flasher for a granddaughter. W.C. Fields said once, never get into a movie with either a dog or kids. And I think I see why. Anyway, you're welcome, hon. Wonderful. I want to thank Dr. Tom King and Hannah Mae King, to whose good graces we were able to utilize the Cosmos Club. I want to especially thank our visitors from afar. We have the Barnkings, Norbert and Ruth and Jan from Germany. We have Michael and Kitty Waterer from London. We have Giulio from Italy. Giulio is going to be on part of the honeymoon. Giulio said no, and then I told him I needed a driver, and then Giulio said yes. So it'll be an interesting honeymoon. It's called the Harry and Sally and Harry. I also want to make special notice to the two families. Both families have had a lot of tragedy in the last several years. I also want to make special note of two people who would have been here tonight who left us in the last 6 months. It's Diane's mother, Isabel Bowden, and then a couple weeks later after that, Mary Stewart Ladaine Galino. So, and that's, I think, after our family's been through a lot of things like this in the last several years, makes tonight especially memorable. Also want to special thanks to my children, some of whom tell better jokes than others, but I also want to make special notes tonight to two other groups. One of the people who had social activities for us last week or so. The only thing that came close to this was when I was at Georgetown. I did graduate then. But there's several of Georgetown graduates here. There's also several Gonzaga graduates, Gonzaga High School graduates. One of whom actually celebrated the Mass tonight. Ray Kemp, Jim Fallon, Tom Hardy. Pat Long and I started grade school together. Yeah, wow, that's right. Anyway, but I want to thank the people who had these social activities. This reminded me of senior week at Georgetown. To graduate from Georgetown, you must go through a gauntlet of about a dozen parties, which we absolutely did. So I want to thank the people who did that in the last week. Grace Savage down at Harvard Square, Bob and Martin, Bill and Martin Norris had one last week with Georgetown people and ourselves. And there was...
These glasses were given
Oh, sorry, the glasses. That's why sorry, Bill, wherever you are. The reason for the glasses is that these were given to us last week. They're square, so all I know is they're very difficult to clean. And then last Sunday night, the Ledanes, and their cousin Tom Hardy had, so-called cousin, I wouldn't claim it was a cousin either, had a marvelous event for us at Darnell Chance in Prince George's County, Upper Marlboro. So if you ever go to Upper Marlboro, have a traffic ticket, go across the street and take a tour of the house. It's marvelous. And then Tom and Hannah Mae King had something last Wednesday. Event last night. My brother and sister-in-law had the out-of-towners in. We showed up. And then tonight. So Mary Lee thought the social activities were wonderful. She just wondered why we had to get married to go through all this. Anyway, I also want to make note of what I call the matriarchs and patriarchs of the families. On my father's side, there's Catherine Shannon, wherever she is. If you can't stand, they may not see her. Oh, Kit Shannon. Kit and Mary Lee and I toured Ireland last summer. Kit is not fond of hearing. I'm fond of saying Kit is not fond of hearing that I drove 2 Miss Daisies through Ireland. I also want to pay special tribute to my Kit is my father's sister, September 14th. Uncle John, cheers. And he will stand up. Here you go. Also a special tribute to none other than the, I say matriarch, but she says dean of the Ledane clan. Stand up 3, 5, 10, 12 years ago, and her answer was 2 weeks. So if you want to commission an artist, she's over there. And finally, the matriarchs and patriarchs on the Giblin side is Robert Giblin, who, first of all, I wish to thank him for not only being the father of the bride, but being the very generous benefactor of this reception. I think that I wish to thank him very much for that. I also wish to thank Bob for raising a daughter who has, except for recent lapses in good judgment, led an exemplary life. There is another brief story that Bob has heard that several years ago, several of us, including Pat Long and some others who were here or not here, we occasionally visit the Giblin house and drink their beer, ate the food, and left. And I think the last time we left 30 years ago, he said, "Thank God I'll never see that crowd again." And like Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, "We're back, baby." So I wish to thank Bob for also having marvelous patience and restraint, I guess is the word. And finally, I wish to, this is actually a toast to my bride for being a wonderful person and somebody who has, again, I'm not sure exactly why she's doing this, but that's 2 of us. I think she said it was the parties that appealed to her. So I wish to thank Mary Lee for being a wonderful person. One thing that's interesting is that I've known Mary Lee for a number of years, and then when we started to date, one thing I found kind of interesting was that I actually began to admire her more I knew her. And most people I know, the more you know them, you may not admire them more than you did the first time. I won't even go into that. But the final thing I want to say is that several people have reminded me of this, that I've been twice blessed in my life to have found somebody who has agreed to be my wife, and I felt very fortunate. And some people have said to me, with less than good spirits, that I didn't deserve this break. So I will not mention any of them by name, but you know who you are out there. And I said I'm lucky because I'm lucky because I'm Irish. That's redundant, I realize. And I believe the only reason Mary Lee is marrying me is real simple, is that she has never, ever been able to find a parking space. I come up and bing, I get them right away. And so she said, okay, that's it. So Giulio is our tour guide in Italy, and I am the permanent driver, I guess. So I propose a toast to my lovely bride, and we may have many, many happy years together.
Hear, hear.
Now, the reason I spoke is that hopefully that precludes any of the derogatory toasts that usually. Oops, I forgot. You got the cake. You haven't been around to many of these things, but I believe you do this. I mean, she's been in an ivory tower environment for a number of years, and I have to...
Mike? Jack likes to say that I'm 8 years older than he is. If that were true, I'd have nothing to do with him at all. But the fact is, there's only 2 years difference between us, and you can guess which the 2 years are. As it turns out, Jack and I actually are very close. We've been through, went through 8 years of Holy Trinity together, went through 4 years at Gonzaga, right behind each other, and 4 years more at the Hilltop of Georgetown. And we continued that close relationship after college. We both enlisted in the service in 1966 together, same outfit, same unit. And then this was going along pretty good for a while until 1968 when he got orders to go to Vietnam. And I said, Jack, hasta la vista, baby. Never go and I was sent to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I got no sympathy for that, I know. But the fact is, Jack's base at Phu Cat in Central Highlands of Vietnam got attacked almost every night. And the worst thing we had in Myrtle Beach was a little extra sunburn case once in a while. But Jack and I double dated through high school and college. In fact, my wife Bonnie, she's celebrating our 29th anniversary next month. I met Bonnie, and Bonnie was dating one of Jack's high school, another classmate from the Class 59 at Gonzaga, who fortunately is not here tonight, okay? He has a lot of his buddies from Class 59, but Bob Murphy is not here tonight. And but Bob introduced me to Bonnie, and I said, thank you very much. So actually, Bob was at a party. In fact, Pete Martin, who was here, Pete and I were looking for a party one night back in 1965, 66. And Pete and I were wandering around. We ended up in not far from where Mary Lee now lives, over there in Tiber Island. We were there at a party, and Bonnie was there with Bob Murphy. And Bob was talking about the Washington Senate or something, so I made my move. And as they say, the rest is history. So, but I have to thank Jack for our close relationship, for having introducing me to some of his friends, introduced me to some of their friends, and I've been very happy ever since. But the thing is, the fact is, as Jack alluded to, and there's been a lot of hardship and heartache in the Ledane family and the Sheehan family over the last few years. And the relationship of the Ledane family goes back over 40 years to our grade school years of Holy Trinity. And I really think that there was somewhere, sometime, that this was meant to be, that the Ledane family and the Sheehan family would come together at some point in time. And that's now. So, and when we were having these troubles in the last couple of years, my Aunt Mary, who is here, my Aunt Catherine is here, I would talk to them and tell them what's going on. And they would say, Jim, tell me some good news. And tonight we have some very good and wonderful news. We have Jack and Mary Lee getting married, and this is just the best news I can think of. So let's all toast them right now. Here.
Very short. I know that Jack mentioned my dad, but I want to mention him again. He's a very special guy. He's been wonderful to me all my life. He's the one I admire, and he taught me all my, whatever I know, all my principles. So I would like him to stand up, and I hope that all of you would give him a round of applause, which he so roundly deserves. Ready? About the reception, he's the guy to see.
No complaints. That's great. That's great.
And I also don't want to leave without mentioning my stepmother, Belle. She and Dad have been with me this last week, and if it wasn't for Belle, I don't know how I would have gotten myself together here tonight. So Belle, you stand up and let's give you a round of applause. Now, there have been a couple of people who have been left out here. You've heard the jokes of the men of the Sheehan family, such as they are, John the lawyer and Michael the musician, but the ladies haven't been mentioned. Now, you have met Hannah, the, what did you call her, Jack?
Bubble.
No. The Flasher, right. Her mother is Michelle Shane Guidry, and Michelle and her husband Paul are here. Michelle, stand up.
Yeah.
Her brother Paul. There it is, that's brother Paul. Okay. And next to her, the youngest of the clan, okay, Nicole Shane. Nicole.
I just wanted to say very quickly thank you all for coming tonight to honor my dad and Mary Lee. We're all very excited and happy, and welcome Mary Lee to our family. We're delighted to have you. It's been sad the last couple of years. It seems like the family's always gotten smaller and smaller, and a very big surprise and an exciting surprise when suddenly the family gets bigger by a whole lot, and we're very happy about this. So congratulations and welcome.
Hopefully, none of the lawyers will say anything. I think we cut the cake. Or judges.
Oh, Scott.
Okay, so start.
She.
In the middle.
In the middle. Oh.
She knows, the lady there.
Can I switch with you?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yep.
Trying to do it mathematically.
Does this pick up sound?
Yep. Everything.
My last shot.
That means a lot. nothing wrong with it.
Oh my God, I forgot. Here's a potato digger from Ireland. Is what we're talking about. Kevin is in Ireland. No, I'd be still thinking potatoes from Ireland. I do not do a very good job of that either. Ireland. Matter of fact, the thing I like about Italy is that the Italians and the Irish are very much alike in the rest of their life.
Oh, enjoy it. Live every moment.
Do not worry about tomorrow. They know this. Well, yeah, you've been to the press.
But not.
You've been.
We're not like the Irish. We're not like the Italians. We are
born in
You're next.
Do the hokey pokey.
They can hear you from there? I guess stop talking. Don't stop talking. Say anything you want. It's a free country.
Look at a shot of you. Look at a shot of the video, man, of the night.
No, I don't think so.
You have to.
I don't think so.
Come on, come on.
I don't think so.
Come on.
Get your hand.
If you get a shot of me, I get a shot of you.
There's a guy that loves to be on camera.
I hate to cut in here, but we have to show you the video man of the night. Mr. Kevin Crowley. Hand me the video.
I don't think so. I don't think
he's
so.
a little embarrassed. He's a little nervous.
I don't think so.
It's responsibility.
I don't think so.
But we will grab it out of his hand now.
I don't think so.
And
This
turn
is
the
Olympic torch,
turn the
man.
camera on him.
Just because
Congratulations, Jack Sheehan, Marilee.
this guy ran with the Olympic torch, he thinks he can do anything.
I did run with the Olympic torch.
Look, he's got the pose. Get the hand up in the air. Look, there it is. Look, there she is. That's America. That's
There
Atlanta.
she is.
Who is the masked man behind the jacket here?
Man in the back.
A little louder. The camera can't hear. There he is. Okay, here we go. Take a step back. Speech is prepared.
On behalf of my tripod, not even my tripod, my camera, my wires, my cables.
He is the cable guy, ladies
I
and
am
gentlemen.
the cable guy. I would like to sincerely apologize for any unedited material that may
We've heard there
have
was.
censorship.
We heard there was a little bit of uncensored material earlier in the night, referring to another wedding
I
party.
categorically deny. that I had any part at all to do with it.
We must blame this man in front of me for all this material, but he's apologizing now. Have a drink, toast. Sure, I'll grab my drink for you. I'll toast to you. Hold on. To the cable guy.
To the Olympic.
No.
The Olympic.
There we go.
The Olympic torch.
To the Olympic torch.
It'll do for me.
To Ireland he drinks. To Ireland I drink.
Schmucks United.
We're going to pause now and have a drink. Good night. Again?
We'll sample some beverages.
And have
then we'll sample some more.
And sample some more.
And after that, we'll start drinking.
There we go. There's an Irishman. Let's pan. Let's pan. There's the bride. Good night.
Oh, no. John.
Mike. John, throw the hat back on. John. Ah, there he is. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ja.
I know it catch